We are going to wrap up our conversations this afternoon by touching base with our last guest, Paul Jackson, who is the CEO of Tuhf. Good afternoon to you, Paul. How are you doing? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, now I can, Paul. Sorry, I seem
Yeah.
to have some gremlins in the system or some kinks going on this afternoon. But thank you so much for taking some time to join us by way of a quick conversation. Let's maybe, just get the context of Tuhf and the work that you've undertaken for the past 2 decades now in redressing some of those inner city spatial sort of planning and spatial inequalities stemming out of South Africa's legacy.
So we're a financial services company that funds entrepreneurs, literally ordinary people who do extraordinary things, who buy buildings in inner cities across the country, and particularly in Johannesburg and in city, and develop affordable housing, affordable rental housing. So we're basically a SME financing company with an affordable housing outcome. And just some of the stats, we've funded over 7 billion rand. We've done just over 48,000 affordable rental housing units.
Wow.
And currently we have a very exciting program called Umastandi, which is our township lending program, doing the same stuff, backing entrepreneurs to make really good quality affordable housing. That's managed by my colleague Musanda Nechitenze. And that's also using our national footprint to get into well-located townships to see whether we can combat urban sprawl by densifying densifying, creating businesses for people and affordable housing opportunities for people who want to rent housing.
Yeah, and you say primarily over the 20 years you funded individuals that have an interest in urban developments.
No, exactly right. We were founded with a very strong profit objective, commercial objective, but also an impact objective, and that was at the time urban regeneration, urban land reform, and affordable housing. That's expanded somewhat over the years to include issues like green and fiscal issues, but we're still staying true to that sort of founding vision that, ordinary people can really run very, very successful businesses. And on balance, our customers and our entrepreneurs have been phenomenally successful in developing really very high quality rental housing units.
Yeah, a lot of South African entrepreneurs in various spaces would often talk about, access to finance, access to funding being a major hurdle. In as far as some of the work that you've done and the individuals that you've partnered with over the year, firstly, how crucial is access to finance, and what are some of the significant obstacles that either you've seen people or have to help people overcome, or even you yourself and your funders have sort of had to sidestep over the last 20 years?
Well, I think the access to funding takes many forms. I mean, at Tuhf, we have this concept of any language, any level. So you can walk into any of our branches, and if you're not that good at English or you're not particularly well educated, that's not important. What's important is, do you know the market in which you want to invest? Have you lived and worked there? Have you got some experience in property? Do you show those kind of competences? And I think that nearness, that sort of lack of social distance, making sure that we're part of the market, has certainly helped. But if you're lending money, you've got to raise it from the capital market.
Yeah.
And currently we've been very successful with partners like Future Growth, Standard Bank, and most recently the French development agency Proparco, in getting sufficient funding to fund these entrepreneurs. We think we're going to do about 1 billion rand of lending this year. We're well on track to meet that objective.
Wow.
And simply because, the entrepreneurs are, they're going to say come in all shapes and sizes, but, the most unlikely people are just brilliant entrepreneurs who have an opportunity, maybe access to a stand, maybe they've got a dealer sale, and they can proceed with assistance from Tuhf, but to develop, very, very sustainable businesses. And I think that's the important part, is people developing sustainable businesses and offering great customer service to their tenants.
Absolutely. Paul, you touched a little bit, or you alluded to a new program that you rather excited about. Don't know what happened there in that glitch. Apologies for that, everybody. But you alluded to a program that you're very excited about, Umastandi.
Yes. Yes. It's the so traditionally we've been an inner city bunch. We inner city of Joburg, inner city of Tshwane, eThekwini, etc. Cape Town. We're in 7 of the big metros. But over a while back, we started piloting our Umastandi program to say urban densification doesn't only include inner city areas, but it includes some of the more established townships like Soweto, like Spruitview if you're in Joburg, like Atteridgeville in Pretoria, etc. And over time, we've gotten traction on that, and then that program has now been launched. As I said, my colleague Lusanda is the CEO of it, but it's part of the whole Tuhf broader offering.
And what I like about it, I read somewhere that, and I don't know if Tuhf just in general, a part of the offering that you do as an umbrella body, is that it also includes a training program that will help build the capacity of these backyard developers.
Well, getting into property and understanding the obligations of property finance, property management, etc., it takes a lot of, people have a lot of those skills, but they need further. So we have the countrywide Tuhf program for property entrepreneurs, which is a UCT accredited program that we offer every year. And then we also have a mentoring program, because what we found over the years is that people who've come from, say, being a caretaker or just owning a stand and then making it, are the best mentors for the next guys, because they understand the context, where people are coming from, what their fears are, what are the training requirements. So they really very important. We push very hard for this mentorship program, in addition to this formal training program that we've launched.
It sounds absolutely, I think, enticing for anybody that has a keen interest in getting into, the property business, whether property development, management, or any other property financing, any other aspect of it. It definitely seems like the work that Tuhf is doing and some of the programs that they have, in particular Umastandi, might be of very keen interest. Where can we go? Quick, easy access, perhaps the website, just to confirm for us that web address for anyone seeking more information?
Our website's the best place. It's www.tuhf.co.za and umastandi.co.za. You can get our contact details at either of those places.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much. That was Paul, and of course he is the CEO of Tuhf, and as you heard, Umastandi. Gotta love the emphasis on that one. .co.za is where you can go if you want to get more information. Sounds like an interesting program. There could be an opportunity there, for you to pick up some skills and maybe get into the property investment business, utilize some of that space that you might have in your backyard, or perhaps you already are a Mastandi, but you're looking to upscale your offering and play in a bigger pond. Some learnings there. Umastandi.co.za, or alternatively Tuhf, spelled TUHF. TUHF.co.za. From myself and my team, we appreciate you choosing to be in conversation with us this afternoon. We get to do it again tomorrow, same time, 1 o'clock until 3, right here on SAFM, leading the conversation. And inshallah, God willing, we get to do it again.